I want to start this next aspect of the stupidity and extreme nature of this president of the United States by just letting you guys hear his approach to tariffs. I just want to get you guys a general sense of the way this guy thinks and what he thinks will happen and how frustrated he is why these things that he wants to happen because he just says so aren't happening.
Sometime prior to the 9th is we'll send a letter to all these countries. There's 200 countries. You can't talk to all of them, no matter how many people you have. You can't talk to all of them. We'll send a letter and we'll say we would consider it a great honor, and this is what you'll have to do to shop in the United States. We're like a department store to shop in the United States, and you'll pay a 25% tariff. We wish you a lot of luck, and that's the end of the trade deal, because we have something that nobody has. But if I didn't get elected, I'm telling you, we wouldn't have had a country left. You know that better than anybody.
He's going to send a letter to 200 countries and say, listen, this is going to be the percentage you're going to pay. And if you don't want to pay it, good luck. Go shop at the other department store. This is trade policy. This is international trade policy. There's basics on it, and there's extreme details and nuance and aspects of it that I don't even understand. But the one simple thing is when you keep saying that the United States is a department store and you need to buy from us, when it's pretty obvious that the things that we make, things that are made in the United States, many times you need imports to come in from other countries. That's why this is trade. I'm not sure if he knows what that word means, but he's going to send a letter. He said, did you know that 200 countries is a hard thing to negotiate with? Well, maybe you should have thought that before you said you're going to get 90 deals done in 90 days, 100 deals done in 101 days, 200 deals done in 200 days, whatever the hell is that they were saying. That was obviously lies and stupid propaganda that people, I don't know who bought it, but I guess some people bought. Maria, did you know that you can't just have deals with 200 countries when I have no idea what I'm talking about? When the 200 deals, the 200 tariffs that I said were on that stupid billboard on April 2nd when I made my announcement that I'm going to destroy international trade for this country. Did you know that's hard to do? Example number 2 of how he doesn't know what he's doing. He continued on talking about how these letters are going to save his ass.
What are you going to do about the end of the pause in the tariffs?
It's so simple. We're sending letters out. I'd rather do it now. My guys say I have great guys, Scott, Howard, other people, Jameson. They're talking to all these countries. We made a deal pretty much with India. We made a deal with China. We made a deal with UK, great people. We made deals. But I'd rather just send them a letter, a very fair letter saying, congratulations, we're going to allow you to trade in the United States of America. You're going to pay a 25% tariff or 20% or 40 or 50%. I would rather do that. So when
we're not going to extend the pause?
I don't think I'll need to, because I could. There's no big deal.
He's just going to send more letters out. You get to do business with United States of America. Congratulations. So spend all this money to do business here. By the way, other countries are making their own deals to cut out the United States because, this guy is saying things like this. He has great people that he can't even remember all their names. Just Scott, Jameson, I don't know, Howard. But here's one of those guys that he did mention. Scott Bessent, who can only do this, just repeat what Trump says, no matter how stupid that sounds.
They should be aware that if we can't get across the line because they're being recalcitrant, then we could spring back to the April 2nd levels. I hope that won't have to happen.
If they don't do what we tell them, we may have to spring back to those extremely stupid levels that we put out for tariffs back on April 2nd. How is that a threat? If they're not making any deals with you based off of what you want to reduce it to 25, 10, 15, 35, 55, 40, whatever you're making up numbers, percentage that you want to have these tariffs with other countries, why would they give a damn if you're going back to 200% like you were saying from the beginning? Because that'll work somehow. That number was supposed to be something that brings them to the table so they can then negotiate and actually pay you even more money just for importing goods, which, by the way, no, I'm sorry, we pay that import cost because they'll pass that along to the people who need that in order to survive and thrive in this country. Like, no one's pointing out how he's attacking American companies, not only just American consumers, but American companies. These deals have been pushed back. By the way, that's right. I want to mention, we made deals with, he said, I think he said India, the UK, and China. You know what the deal he made with China was? It was, okay, we'll lower that 200% down to 135, and you lower yours down to 115, and then we'll push it back another 30 to 60 days, and see how long people will stop paying attention to this debacle that I'm going through right now too. That was the deal. There's been no deals. You guys want to know why there's been no deals? In fact, you know what? Maybe you guys don't believe me. Kevin Hass is one of his guys. He'll tell you that they have no deals.
Where do we stand on trade deals? The last we heard that we were getting close to 20 deals, and we were promised that these deals would be announced soon. But why no announced deals yet?
Well, first, there's a lot going on in the world, as you know, and there's been a lot of focus over the last couple of days in the White House on getting the House bill through. That pretty much almost the whole White House team was up working with Speaker Johnson yesterday. As you know, the president was on the Hill. But I was in the Oval yesterday with Howard Lutnick and Jamieson Greer going over some of the next steps. And I'm highly confident that you'll see a handful of new deals over the next 2 weeks. And Lutnick and the president are still finalizing the details, but they're so close that I feel like we're very close to having some more announcements, and there's probably a handful of near-term announcements.
In other words, no. Stuart, that we have so many things going on in the world right now. So I've got folks talking every day, but I actually have nothing happening. By the way, that was, I think, the beginning of May. That was the beginning of May when Kevin Hass had said that. He went back on Stuart Varney's show, I think about a month later. Don't quote me on the month part, but it was definitely weeks later. And I want you guys to see the similarities in these answers.
The last time you were on the show, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about trade deals and how, well, pretty soon we're going to get some trade deals announced. Okay. Mm-hmm. No trade deals have been announced as far as I know, apart from with the Brits. Where are those trade deals?
Yeah, I think that what we're focusing on this week, obviously there's been quite a bit going on, but I had to call on a reconciliation package question with Howard Lutnick yesterday. He picked up right away, and he was in the middle of trade negotiations. We know that we're very, very close to a few countries and are waiting to announce after we get the big, beautiful bill closed. And so I think you're going to see a sequence of trade bills really starting from around the 4th of July. I was the dinner speaker last night at the House for the Main Street Caucus. The speaker was there, and the House members are really, really stoked to get the Senate bill, and they're kind of pre-conferencing so that they think they can vote on it right away. I wouldn't be surprised if this bill passes before the weekend.
Yeah, but what's the problem holding up the trade deals?
Oh, it's not a problem. It's just what are we doing things one at a time.
That's why now Scott Bessent and Donald Trump are like, we're just going to send out a letter and say, F you. If you don't do what we tell you, then you're just going to have to pay more. Last thing here, you guys. I know I only have a few minutes left, but I always like to end with Howard Lutnick. Lutnick was talking about how amazing it is that we're going to change the game. This is his aspect. Howard Lutnick, in case you guys don't know, kisses Trump's ass at every turn possible. He stands there and throws his head back and belly laughs at non-jokes all the time and says, if you don't kiss President Trump's ass, whose ass are you kissing? Because that's his main job. But he was asked about what is the purpose of these things, specifically with this one commodity, this one thing that's imported to the United States. And because he has no brain, no full thought process, because it's up Donald Trump's ass, he actually pointed out this commodity is going to be built in this country.
What's the tariff on bananas? Americans, by the way, love bananas. We buy billions of them a year. I love bananas. What's the tariff on bananas?
The tariff on bananas would be representative of the countries that produce them.
And what's that tariff?
Generally 10%.
Correct, 10%.
Good job.
Walmart has already increased the cost of bananas by 8%.
As
Recognizing
countries do deals with us, that will go to zero. As countries do deals with
But the
us, that will
cost
go
is
to
on the
zero.
American consumer now and on the businesses with the confusion now. Mr. Secretary, I believe you know better. I believe you recognize that a trade deficit is not something to fear. I believe you know that predictability, stability is essential for businesses. I wish you would show that truth to this administration. And I yield back.
Would you mind, Mr. Chairman, if I make one quick comment
Watch.
to the end? Would that be okay?
Yeah, go ahead. Make a fool.
Would you mind if I make one quick comment to the representative?
Yeah, say something stupid.
There is no uncertainty if you build in America and you produce your product in America, there will be no tariff.
We can't
So the
produce bananas
concept
in
of
America.
building in America and paying no tariff
We
is
cannot-
very, very clear.
We cannot
Fighting for
build
imports,
bananas in
obviously.
America.
I mean, if only U.S. producers would build their bananas in America where they're not built, then they wouldn't have any tariffs come upon them. So F them. Yeah, he just makes a stupid smirk. And then when he gets told basic reality about life, they don't care. That's not the objective. The objective is not to make these deals. The objective is not to help the American people. The objective is not to help American businesses. The objective is to help the rich people that paid him and also coalesce more power and control under Donald Trump.